Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to another episode of Ali Solves. We're going to be doing a Saturday. Now, it's been a while since my last episode. Um, you know, life and work, uh, the usual suspects in terms of things that get in the way of extracurricular pursuits, such as recording videos. So it's been a while, but as you can see, my streak is still intact. So that's the important thing. If my streak had died at some point, I would have recorded a video just to, commemorate that tragedy. But luckily, that hasn't happened yet. Although there was one puzzle in this period since the last episode, one puzzle that came close to maybe making me worry a little bit about the streak. So what I'm gonna hope happens is we get through this Saturday puzzle relatively, maybe not necessarily quickly, but not taking too long with it, and that'll leave me a bit of time to discuss the puzzle that I just mentioned gave me a bit of trouble. What I'm also gonna do is I'm just gonna get my keyboard out, my USB keyboard. I'm doing this on a laptop, but the laptop keyboard I just find is I like being able to lean back in the chair, and still have the keyboard accessible. So I think this is gonna work out pretty nicely. And let's take a look at today's puzzle. The constructor is Adrian Johnson, and looks like we've got a... I don't know if we've had a grid like this before with these really long entries that go all the way across, but we've got the three of them on the top, three of them on the bottom. Obviously, if you can get one of these, even just one of them, like straight off the bat, then that'll help you out a lot and then speed up your solve tremendously. But they're also probably going to be tough to get because the clues, I'm guessing, are going to be vague. Where you might shop for the sheer fun of it, and with a question mark means there's some pun or some joke or some wordplay going around. Sheer fun of it, like sheep shearing, or sheer as in like a cliff face. Hard to say. Its wool is the world's rarest natural fiber. I don't know this either. Reprimand. No, could be lots of things. No more fooling around. As I suspected, at least on the top, these long answers are pretty vague. Let's skip the middle clues for a moment and let's look at the three on the bottom. Andre Agassi. So what do we know about Andre Agassi? We know that he's a tennis player. We know that I'm pretty sure he's right-handed. I think. Or now I'm doubting myself. Was he left-handed? I don't think he was. In any event, both right-handed and left-handed would be not enough letters to fill this. We also know that he did complete his career Grand Slam, so meaning he won each of the four majors. I'm pretty sure. I think. I'm pretty sure. Pete Sampras, who was his big rival, never won the French Open, even though he had more Grand Slams. But Andre Agassi, I think, fewer Grand Slams, but did get the career Grand Slam. Anyway, that's... I'm not even sure how that you'd fit that into this. We're gonna need some help with that as well. A wedding couple might be seen on one. Honeymoon something? Raise harm. Don't know. I'm speechless. Yeah, okay, so we're not gonna get much help. At least there's. It was a long shot. We're not gonna be able to fill in these long entries right off the bat, so we're gonna have to do this. Turkish ends. This is something I've seen in crosswords a few times. I think it's something like this. The vowels might be a bit off, but I think the word generally it has these consonants. Where Steve Jobs first worked after college. I don't know. Only U.S. state with a unicameral legislature. Unicameral meaning just one house. And what has an E in the middle could be Nevada, Delaware, Nebraska. Yeah, this is a tough one. Singer Brendan, who fronted Panic at the Disco. I'm sure that this is probably an easy clue to a lot of people, but I just don't know who this person is. So let's take a look at this. No more fooling around. It probably is gonna be I'm serious, or I'm something or the other. Where you might shop for the sheer fun of it. Let's take a look at this. Related thing. Don't know. The world's most famous unknown artist, per Lennon. With 3 letters, he might be talking about Yoko Ono. Well, let's see. I don't think any of the Beatles have 3-letter names. George Harrison, Ringo Starr. Yeah, I'm gonna go with no more fooling around. It could be I'm done something. Nun's habit. Now, obviously, a nun's habit is the garment that they wear, but nun's habit ? Means this is going to be a tricky clue or a sneaky clue. So possibly, I mean, it's going to be like an actual habit that a nun would have. I'm not really sure. God, this is tough. Use a finger bowl. Not actually sure what that even is. PC support squads. Laughs at. So this is likely to end in an S. And let's take a look at this. Laughs at could be scoffs at. Or sneers at. Because a nun's habit could be something ing. Like some action that the nun is doing. So let's try this angle. Chop house choice. What? Not even sure what you know what? Let's take a look at this. Many Smallfoot? Man, I haven't watched this film. Wasn't upstanding. This could end, because it's a past tense clue, it might end in ED. Blacksmith turned agricultural magnate could be deer. I think makes equipment, I think. And this probably is an E. Does that help us? Biblical coins? Could it be shekels? Well, let's try that. 76% of U.S. governors in 2024, a record low. Probably males, I'm gonna guess. Just, you know, the demographics of who gets elected. Prepare to cook sous vide. I think you'd seal it. God, I'm sounding so uncertain about a lot of these things. That's because I am. Although this, I think, is promising because Lord of the Rings antagonist has to be Sauron. It's got to be. Make toast. Starting with RU. Is it not Sauron? It's got to be Sauron. Unlikely socializer. Not sure. Largest city, man. I don't know city names. Official administrations. Man. Okay, let's take a look at this. Go after is probably seek. Use a finger bowl. Could it be rents? Well, let's try that. Wasn't upstanding. Not sure. Oh, this is gonna be probably IT teams. And now let's take a look at this. Oh, let's try it. Let's try this one. No more fooling around. It could be I mean it this time, and that fits. Let's take a look at this. A nearly 40 foot tall statue of her once stood within the Parthenon. It's got to be Athena. Wasn't upstanding, probably leaned, exalt. I don't know, maybe this is wrong. Let's actually take this down. Related thing, not sure. Sheer fun of it. Proof reading disclaimer. Could be this? Meaning if something's spelled incorrectly, but you want to make it clear that the mistake was in the original document and not something you put, you'd write this, meaning that, you know, that you found it like this. Morales. Printing shortcut. Control P. Groups that rarely meet in summer, probably PTAs, because, you know, summer vacations. Spots for berets, and the beret has the accent in it, so probably the answer is going to be in French, and like the French word for head is tête, so I think that's going to be it. 90s, 50s slogan is going to be I like Ike. Still not sure who this is. Reprimand. Let's take a look at this. Maybe this is not correct? Huh. Hit the heck out of the ball. Probably rip it. Ah, the sheer fun of it. Like, sheer as in, like, I'm struggling to define it, but you know, like when underwear or lingerie is sheer, that kind. Victoria's Secret. Not sure who this is. Maybe this is correct, because then this is probably something carpet? Reprimand. Not sure. It's wool. Is this like an animal? Nun's habit. Not sure. Related thing. Related thing. I'm not sure. This is a tough puzzle. Make toast. Because this probably has to be a vowel. Oh, make toast could be ruin. Like you ruin something. Yeah. Largest city. Unlikely socializer. Could be a hermit? Pacifica could be Lima. Official administrations has got to be oaths. Like you administer an oath. Certain drag racer. Don't know. Okay, so this has got to be Shakespeare, who is also called the Bard. Hotel room amenity. Maybe this isn't the Bard? Okay, I'm assuming pobre, or like whatever that's, however that's pronounced. I'm assuming that means poor, because it sounds, or it looks pretty similar to the French word that also means poor in French. And I think if that's the case, then the opposite would be Rico, I think? Maybe? Hotel room amenity is probably a robe. Disburses. Shill for, you shill for someone, you rep for something. Disburses probably spends. Something. Card. Invitation card? Let's try that. Nope. Oh, this is gonna be something American. Italian? American? I think. So you confess it's probably gonna be aha. One might display a menu. Sure. Something beauty, not sure. Portrait of Mrs. I haven't seen this movie. Raise. Not sure. Goes first. This is probably an S. My display menu could be like a site. That's kind of a vague answer, but it could be. Let's take a look at this. Is it Nitro Car? Oh, this is gonna be something. No words? Cowpokes friend. Okay, that's not a. Remote button is gonna be rewind. It could be REC for record, but like chords at the end. I don't think that's gonna be it. Crowd energizer. I think it's a hype man. This probably is something. No words. Have because of. You have something because of something that you owe to that something. Wedding couple. Might be seen on one, not sure. Was selected to face as in a tournament. You drew your opponent? What? Fall over. Trip on, I think. Cowpoke's friend is gonna be partner. Howdy, partner. Oh, this is gonna be there are no words. Cross state lines. Not sure. Oh, migrate? No, that doesn't fit. Let's take a look at this. Oh, it's gonna be like a save the date card? Let's take a look at this. Hang on a second. Colorful celebration of spring has got to be holy. I think this has got to be inner beauty. But then goes first. This has got to be Oprah. Is he Iranian? I generally had no idea what his ethnicity was. Is that true? We'll have to look that up at the end of this. All this time, I just thought he was American. And that's how I knew him. But evidently, he's. Why did I think he's Italian? I don't know. And let's take a look at this. Cross state. So a tirade is like an angry rant. Cross, obviously, in this case means angry, but I'm not sure. Oh, cross state. Like cross state. You're in a cross state. And these are the lines that you say in the cross state. So definitely a bit of a hard to get question mark, but we got there in the end. Chop house choice. I think this is gonna be fillet. Many a character, Smallfoot. Okay, I think this has got to be Yeti because Smallfoot is probably a play on Bigfoot. Let's take a look at this. Exalt has got to be lift up. There's gonna be celibacy, the non-Sabbath. What? Oh, hang on. I only know this name from having seen it in Crosswords, and this then has to be Atari. Then what is going on? So this is gonna be Related thing. I think this is gonna be tale. Because, like, you relate a tale to somebody, but then. But then what the hell is this? Reprimand. Fall on the car. And what the hell is this? It's wool. What's. Whose wool? And who's this? Singer Brendan. Ah, man, I don't know. Okay, so let's consider what this might be. Fall on the. Okay, let me call on the carpet. Call on the carpet. Call. Okay, let's. Probably not ball on the carpet. C could be D. Fall on the carpet, maybe. Probably not G. Or H. Or M. P. Probably not. Not an S. Probably not a T. Probably not a W. Alright, let's try C. But Brandon. Okay, let me take a look at this. Nebraska sounds right. Are there any other states where the third letter is a B? If there are, I'm not guessing it. You know what? That's H I J K L M N Okay. I would have never guessed this. Because I just don't know who this person is, and I have never heard this in my life. So we've got a couple things to look up before we move on to the rest of the things that we got to do. First of all, the hell is a vicuna? What is this? A wild South American ruminant. Ruminant, I think that's like a cow. Cud chewing, cattle, sheep, goats. Okay, fair enough. So that's just a thing that I hadn't heard of. Fair enough. Is there anything else that I want to look up? Ah, yes. Iranian American. We're gonna have to probably Wikipedia this. Andre Agassi. I mean, he's born in the United States. His father is of Assyrian heritage. Assyrian being oh, okay. A former boxer from Iran. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I still consider him mainly like just American, because like he was born there and lived there his own life, his whole life, I'm pretty sure. And I, I'm sure if he ever, like, did he must have done, hang on, he must have played in the Davis Cup. And he must have represented the United States. Let's just confirm this. Agassi ended 1990 on a high note as he helped the United States win its first Davis Cup. Yeah, as I suspected. He's, yeah, country American. Like he's American. His father was Iranian, and I guess that's enough for him to be of Iranian heritage. So Iranian American, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, Other than that, I don't think there were any like really tricky things. It's just this part was a tough one. I knew this had to be a vowel of some kind, but I tried all the letters just because you never know. Like maybe this is an H, for instance, or like a T, or some really awkward word. Like, because if I'm looking just at this name, it could be anything. It could be a vowel. It could also be like a consonant, like B, C, D, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to get that in the end. Now that we're done with that, there are a couple other things that we want to do. Before, well, first of all, let's appreciate the fact that the streak is still alive. That was a pretty quick time for a Sunday. I was pretty happy with that. Sorry, not a Sunday, a Saturday. I'm pretty happy with that. We took like around 22, 23 minutes. 26. All right, so maybe not as quick as I thought, but still quite happy with that. Now I want to show you the puzzle that I mentioned at the start of this video. The puzzle that made me pretty nervous for a while because it had some pretty tough parts in it. And that puzzle is the Sunday from like 5 days ago. 5-ish, 6 days ago? The 6 days ago, because by the time you watch this, it'll be late on Saturday, but I'm solving this on Friday night, because that's when the Saturday puzzle goes out. Anyway, for me, it's 5 days ago. For you, it'll be 6 days ago, but it's the puzzle from Saturday, May 12th. The title of the puzzle is Pixar Box Set, and I'll tell you off the bat that the theme in this puzzle obviously is Pixar movies, and anytime you see like box or square or something like that, it's usually a hint that something is going to be happening inside this, certain squares in the puzzle. In this case, the theme was that in certain squares you had to use the rebus function to put in an entire word rather than just a single letter into certain squares, and the contents of those squares would be the names of Pixar movies. And I figured that part out pretty quickly, in fact, as soon as I got to this clue. Because the down clue I thought was kind of vague, prominent figure for the Academy Awards. But the across clue, even though I don't know about this show specifically, but once I filled in the rest of the letters, I'm like, okay, it's got to be Carson Daly. And then I was like, okay, this has got to be Cars. And if this is Cars, then I figured out Oscar statue, and that all went fine. And then I was like, oh, this is how it's gonna work. And then I found the rest of them. You see, up goes in here to help you spell duplex and euphoria. What else? Brave goes in here to help you spell Brave New World and Brave Heart. Wally goes in here to help you spell Stonewalled and Crypto Wallet. Soul goes in here to help you spell Misola. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but it helps you spell that. And Soul Food. And then cocoa goes in here to help you spell coconut oil and hot cocoa. Now most of these I got pretty easily. The one that really gave me a lot of trouble, and I spent more time on this one clue than probably the rest of the puzzle combined, because without this I was making very good time on this puzzle, but I spent more than 15 minutes. Okay, maybe not more than the rest of the puzzle combined, but a huge chunk of the puzzle's solve time, at least 15 minutes, was spent on this one clue. Now, as you can see, the answer is Cabo San Lucas, and the down answer is Hulu catalog. And I filled it out in the end, but the trouble is that I hadn't actually heard of this movie title. I had no idea that it even existed. And the rest of the movies in this, even though I hadn't seen most of them, I still knew of their titles. Like, see, I knew Brave, Up, obviously, lots of people have watched that. I haven't, but, apparently lots of people love it. Cars, Wall-E, haven't seen them, but, pretty well-known movies. Soul, I hadn't heard of, but the answers, this answer I knew, because the clue was fried chicken, cornbread, collard greens. It's got to be soul food, even though I wasn't really familiar with this place. That was kind of like, it could only be that. And Coco is the only one of these movies that I actually had seen, so enjoyed putting that one in. But then I got to this, and I have no idea, or I had no idea that there was such a place called Cabo San Lucas. All I knew was that it ends in an S, but lots of things could end in an S, like San, I don't know, Ramos, or like Vegas, or like all kinds of things could end in an S. So that didn't narrow it down much for me. The only other thing was, oh yeah, and also this clue wasn't helping. Metal ring that holds a pencil's eraser. I had no idea what this was. I put in the first four letters pretty confidently, Ferr, meaning like ferrous, like iron related, but the ending, I had no idea. This clue was also tough as well, because mysterious glows, and I'd put aura in for the first part. But then, if I pluralized it with an S, which is what your first instinct would be, that would make this end in an S. So I'm like, okay, probably, and I knew this had to be wheels. I was like, okay, probably this isn't an S. It's probably the unusual pluralization where it's one of those words which you can pluralize this way with an E instead. But I wasn't completely sure. I was like, maybe this is like an unusual thing that just ends in an S. But I was like, okay, let's try this. And then the way I solved this was, I had no idea what the name of the movie was. I solved it by figuring out what this clue was, and then figuring out where in this the rebus goes. Because for all I knew, I've never heard of this place. It could be that it's Cabo San, and then there's just one letter in there, like an O or an I, like Cabo Sanas. And that's obviously not a place, but as far as I knew, that could be a place. I'm like, okay, maybe like this is just one letter, and maybe the rebus goes in here. That was one thing I was entertaining. And all I knew was that this clue, certain streaming library, began with an H. And I was like, okay, if it's an H, then it's one of two things. It's either HBO something, or it's Hulu. I tried to make HBO work. I was like, okay, maybe Cabo San, because there's already like a BO in here, so that was kind of, I think, what primed me to think maybe it was HBO, like maybe it's HBO. I mean, I don't even know what I would have put, but eventually I'm like, okay, HBO isn't gonna work. Let's try Hulu. And then, after some fiddling around, I was like, okay, what if. Oh, also, I had the last 5 words. I knew it had to be something catalog. So, okay, let's try. It's not HBO catalog. Because, oh, the other thing that clued me into the fact that it couldn't be HBO is because HBO, the only remaining letters would have been B and O, and I kind of had the feeling that this was going to be another rebus clue. And like FERRBLE doesn't really make sense. Cabo Sanes, kind of, you can squint and maybe it sounds like it could be something, but the B by itself over here, I was like, okay, that this is obviously a rebus clue. And then I was like, okay, what if I put the U from Hulu over here, and then the LU, which are the leftover words from Hulu, and the CA from the catalog. Oh yeah, the other reason I knew this had to be a rebus was because I only had talog, and I assumed it had to be catalog. So somewhere in there, there had to be a CA, and HBOC for buckle. I mean, I didn't try it, but I guess, you know, plausibly that could be something you could try. But obviously, it's not for buckle. Um, for buckle being HBOC, like the BOC would be in here, and then only an A would be here. So like the rebus would have been HBO catalog. Obviously, that's not the answer. The answer is Hulu catalog, and the film in question is Luca, which, like I said, I haven't seen. I hadn't even heard of it at all. And this is why I spent a whole lot of time on this clue, and this is why for a while when I was drawing a complete blank, I had no idea how to approach this. I thought, okay, maybe this is gonna be the puzzle that ends the streak. But luckily, I took a break, came back at it, and then shortly after that, got the answer, and the rest is history. And the streak continued, and the streak continues even today. So I just wanted to show you that, because it was a bit of a tough one. I think I'll make a habit of this, because I can't do these videos every day, and if I've already started a puzzle, not intending to record it, and it ends up being difficult, I'm like, oh man, I wish I'd done an episode on this. I can't like mid-solve start, because that would just feel weird. Because when I'm doing these, I like to have the build-up of going in blind and discovering with you, or discovering the puzzle as I'm commentating, and you know, it would feel weird to start an episode mid-solve, but talking about a puzzle that I've already solved and talking about the difficult or interesting things about it, that feels a bit more natural, especially if it comes at the end of a video where we've, you know, solved a regular puzzle in the traditional way. Alright, with that done, let's close off by doing the mini, which is something I like to do, although this is pretty large for a mini. Presidential no is going to be a veto. Flower. Man, I don't know. Flight Tracker's prediction is going to be ETA. Members of Russia's largest ethnic minorities, Tatars, I think. Ooze is going to be Seep. You're the best. Orchid, of course. Vacation spent on a mountain is going to be ski trip. Hissy fit is going to be a tantrum. Tiny headphone is going to be an earbud. Still undecided is going to be TBA. 1 of 16 playing in the Sweet 16 team, I guess. Someone who really sucks. A vampire. Mischief Maker is going to be an imp. What? Oh, okay. Tomcat. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. I was like, what? I've never heard this term. I literally just put that together right now. That's kind of dumb. Whatever. Anyway, that's the mini solved, and I think with that, we're ready to call this good. So, we had a pretty slick, pretty swift solve on the main puzzle. I forgot to acknowledge that it was a very good puzzle. So good job, Adrian Johnson. As I suspected, it was tough getting these long clues, but once we got them, they really do help you get the rest of the puzzle. So I think with puzzles like these, it really does depend on how quickly you're able to get these long, wall-to-wall entries, and even getting one of them, because assuming you're confident that it's correct, and like you know for sure that that's it, it gives you so many letters across so many different possible clues that you can then use to make further inroads into the puzzle. And so I think we kind of solved the bottom first, and then worked our way up. And, excuse me? What? 40? It definitely took us less than 40 minutes. I think that I feel like the timer on this is a little bit bugged. It says 42 minutes. We've only been recording for 48 minutes, and I spent like 10 minutes talking about the Sunday puzzle. You know what? Where's my... I'm gonna open this up on my phone app, because clearly the timer... Now I'm wondering, like, has the timer been bugged on the previous, so 25 minutes and 28 seconds is what I'm being told the time actually was, opening it up on my phone. I wonder why it does this. Is it because... Does it have something to do with ad block? You know what, let me whitelist this page. Is that the problem? No, the time is just mysteriously still increasing. Clearly, there's a bit of a glitch on the browser version of this puzzle. But if you're having this glitch, try opening the puzzle on your phone. At least on the Android version of the app, it does seem like it's gonna give you the correct time, even if you're getting the wrong one on the browser. Anyway, that's an odd glitch, but let's not worry about it too much. Like I said, it was a fun puzzle, hard to get into, but once you got into it, the rest of it flowed quite well, other than that clue right at the end, the Vicuna and Uri. Never heard of either of those, but now that we have heard of them, or at least now that I've heard of them, hopefully the next time it comes up, I feel like Yuri or Uri, I'm not even sure how you'd pronounce it. I feel like that name might have even been in the puzzle before. Vicuna, definitely, I don't. That doesn't seem familiar for me. But Yuri seems like the kind of name that I could have seen and then just forgot. So hopefully, if it shows up again, I'll remember it. Anyway, it's gonna be all for this one. For next time, I'm not sure when next time is gonna be. But I really do wanna do a Thursday puzzle. I feel like that would be a fun change of pace, because mainly we've just been doing Saturdays and Sundays. Not that there's anything wrong with Saturdays and Sundays. And occasionally you can have a Sunday, which is kind of almost like a Thursday, in terms of having like a special puzzle within a puzzle, similar to the Pixar themed puzzle that I showed you. But like Thursdays, I think sometimes have really clever tricks that you just wouldn't see on any other day of the week. So I'll try my. It's gonna be tough just because my work schedules make it hard to plan other things, but I just need to pick like one day, and then I can either do it on Wednesday night or Thursday during the day. That's a fairly long window. That's going to be something that I'm going to try very hard to make happen. Hopefully sometime within the coming 2 weeks. If 2 weeks go by and I haven't made it happen, then I'll just do another Saturday or Sunday, but we'll see. We'll see. That is the tentative plan for the future. And with that, I'm going to bring things to a close. Let's recap what we did. We did the Saturday crossword, added another one to our streak. We did the mini. It was a bigger, like, not that difficult, but definitely bigger in terms of how minis usually are. And then we even took a look at one of the puzzles that had given me a bit of trouble out of the puzzles that I'd been solving in between episodes. Let me pull it up again. The puzzle from the 12th of May. Really, really good puzzle. But a real tough one as well. And with that, I think it is time to end this episode. It's time for me to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time. Hope your own solving experience was just as smooth as today's solve for the Saturday puzzle was. And I hope to see you in the next episode as well. And until then, take care.